afternoon, everyone. This is Daniel with All About Food. Today, we are going to talk about sprouting seeds. Now, I was going to do a longer video today and talk about all the different health benefits of sprouting seeds and everything, but I will do that in another video because I have some other sprouting videos that I have in mind that I want to do. So we'll talk about all that, the nutritional values and all that stuff in another video. But today I just wanted to talk about how to sprout, some of the different things that we can sprout. And, you know, if you want to eat healthier, sometimes, and maybe this is just a personal opinion, but a lot of times fruits and vegetables, especially getting, you know, organic, non-GMO, it can be expensive. So, you know, if you're on a budget, you may not be able to buy a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. Well, this way, in my opinion, for, you know, just a few bucks, you can get different sprouting seeds. This one's alfalfa. And, of course, this is organic. I think this pack was like $3 and something. And, I mean, I've sprouted a lot of jars this size, and I've done quart-sized jars as well. So really, you know, yeah, you may not be getting, you know, say with this is Chinese cabbage. Okay, you're not actually buying a head of cabbage, but this is the same. It's got more nutrients because when they sprout, they are, you know, more nutritious. So you can also grow them as microgreens. I normally don't do microgreens, and what the difference is our sprouts, you let them sprout, but they don't get that big. The microgreens you let grow bigger, and I usually do not do that. I just do the sprouts. So anyways, I have a bunch of different things here to show you that you can sprout. One of the things that I have is buckwheat. Now, with the buckwheat, I tried sprouting it in my jar like this, and it did not turn out too well because of the hulls that's on here. And like on here, it talks about buckwheat lettuce sprouts are rich in protein, iron, calcium, phosphorus, vitamin B complex, vitamin E, and large amounts of rutin and bioflavonoids. I don't know if I said that right or anything. Buckwheat lettuce sprouts make a tasty addition to any salad. Now, I think, and all these bags have instructions with them as well, but this talks about, I think you want to do this in a microgreen, because it talks about on here, you know, putting it in the organic soil and stuff. And generally when you do microgreens, you're going to do a thin, shallow pan with organic soil, and then you sprinkle these on top, keep them moist, and let them grow into microgreens. I have not done that with this, but I'm going to do another video because we're going to try doing some microgreens, because I generally, like I said, don't do those. So those I haven't really had a lot of luck with because I have not grown them like they said in microgreens. Now, a lot of this other stuff doesn't have to be done as microgreens. So like here's one. This is a clover, red clover, and of course it's organic as well. And it tells you on the packs, like serving size, like how much to put in like your jar. Tells you how long to soak it. This one you would soak for 8 to 12 hours. It tells you how long or how many times a day to rinse and drain. This particular one says 2 to 3 times a day, and I do that with all of mine, 2 to 3 times a day, rinse. And then it tells you when to harvest, like 5 to 6 days. Now, the harvest time may vary. The warmer it is inside your house and the warmer it is outside, the quicker they are going to sprout and be ready to harvest. The cooler it is in your house or during wintertime, it's going to take a lot longer. Now, some of them does not take longer even when it's cold outside, I found, but then sometimes it may take a week or more, but it stays really cold in my house. So it just all depends on the temperature. And then, of course, you've got your Chinese cabbage as one of them. I've got alfalfa. I have got fenugreek, broccoli. Everyone is really big on broccoli. I like the broccoli okay, but I like it best mixed with something compared to by itself. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I've got radish sprouting seeds. This is daikon radish. Now these are kind of spicy, but they're really good. And all of this stuff is really good as well. Like on top of a salad, I put it in wraps. Like I'll make a tuna salad wrap and put sprouts on it. I will sometimes make scrambled eggs and I'll put sprouts on it. Now a lot of times, like, I mean, if you're vegan or vegetarian or whatnot, you wouldn't, you know, do it with any meat. But I've even done stir fries and put fresh sprouts on top of the stir fries. And stuff like that. Another good one to keep on hand to sprout is mung beans. And I don't know if you can see, these are just really small. Well, I'm making a mess. These are mung beans. And these mung beans, I really like doing like the stir fry, sprouting them and then making a stir fry and putting them in at the last moment. That way the nutrients and stuff don't cook out of them. Now, one of my absolute favorites, wheat berries. This was $3.16. For this great big bag. It is 5 pounds. So I like taking these and I will sprout these. I will dry them out sometimes or just leave them without drying them out. But what I like to do with these is I'll sprout them. Then I'll put them in the dehydrator to dry them out, ground them up, and make sprouted wheat flour. Wheat flour, oh my god. Well, it is making wheat flour out of these, but I make bread out of it. I like that. And then also, I cook these a lot of times and make a wheat berry salad, and that'll be another video. We'll do that one day as well. So that's just some of the things that you can do to sprout, use to sprout. Now, another favorite of mine is lentils. You can sprout your lentils, and what I like to do for a healthier snack is I'll sprout my lentils and then I will put whatever seasoning on them, put them in the dehydrator and dehydrate them until they're dried out. And when you're dehydrating stuff like this, you do it at a really low temperature so it doesn't cook, it doesn't like pull out the nutrients and stuff. So I do that, and that makes an awesome snack. So without me talking your head off very much longer, I am going to show you how to sprout, because I am going to sprout some of the wheat berries today. So what you're going to do, a lot of these, of course, will tell you like 2 tablespoons to put in your jar. I just kind of measure out. In fact, I'm just going to take my empty jar. Now, you got to remember, with wheat berries, they're going to absorb water and they're going to expand. So, I mean, this right here is going to be plenty for this jar. Now, some of these look different when they sprout than others until they get a little bit bigger. So what we're going to do is you're going to put your sprouts in here. whatever kind you're using, whether it be wheat berries, whether it be alfalfa, whatever you put in your jar. Now, you can buy sprouting lids like this, or if you have a strainer or cheesecloth or anything to put over this, just, you know, to keep anything from getting in there, you can use makeshift whatever. Now, there are also different sprouting trays that you can buy, sets online, that, you know, you'll have your sprouts in it and they've got the holes in the bottom, and then a solid one at the very bottom, so when you rinse them each day, your water goes through. There's even an electronic sprouter that has a thing that goes around and it waters them automatically. So that's pretty neat. But I eat sprouts a lot, but with it just being me, I don't make a ton at a time. So I've never invested in one of the electronic ones or anything, just because I don't use a lot. So what you're going to do is, after you've put whatever sprouts you're going to use in your jar, I just took some room temperature filtered water, and I'm just going to put water in here. Now, if you're doing something like broccoli sprouts, you just need to barely cover them. With the wheat berries, I put a lot more water in here, because remember, these are going to absorb the water and it's going to expand in here. So then what you're going to do is take your lid and just screw this on here, and you're going to let this set. I usually just let them set overnight. Like I said, most of these is going to tell you, like this one right here says soak 6 to 12 hours. Let's see. That's fenugreek. I don't think I showed you the fenugreek. This is really, really good. This, to me, I don't know if it smells like that. It does. If you smell this, it smells like maple. Like, have you ever eaten the maple nut goody candies? That's what this smells like. And it's really good. Let's see. The radish says soak 8 to 12 hours. So I just do it overnight. So once you have this set overnight, you're going to take this water that's in here, and you're just going to drain it. And I'm probably going to make a mess, but normally you're going to be draining this into your sink. I'm just doing this for showing you. So then once you drain that off after overnight, you're going to rinse this 2 or 3 times a day. So you're just going to put clean water in here. You're going to swirl it around and rinse it off, and then drain it back out. And then once you drain that water out, set this down inside like a bowl, so it's kind of like this, or even like your plastic dish rack, so your excess water drips out and it's not setting in water. So you're going to do that 2 or 3 times a day, and you know, you'll see these starting to sprout. Personally, you can eat them, you know, if they've just barely sprouted, you're ready to eat them or use them in a recipe. If you're using a recipe, you can let them get bigger to your liking. Now, I'm going to show you after your sprouts sprout, they're going to kind of look yellow. So you're going to want to set them in a windowsill just to let the sun shine in on them, and they're going to get brighter green. So once your sprouts have sprouted, they're going to look like this. Now, these are a few days old, and this is a mix of, I done broccoli seed, fenugreek, and the clover. So I done a mix, and I do that a lot of times. I'll mix different ones together. So now, if you want to, you can also take these and dehydrate them on the dehydrator at a very low temperature. Grind them up to put in smoothies to get extra nutrition. However you want to do it. There's many different ways, and I might try to start doing some videos on just different ways to eat sprouts. Maybe, I don't know, different sandwiches, different dishes that we can put them in, because, you know, I get tired of just eating them plain. I like them plain, but like I said, I usually put them on wraps or sandwiches or something, or on top of salads. So, I don't know, we'll do some videos here sometime soon and make, show some different recipes on different ways to enjoy sprouts. Now, once they have sprouted and you get them to how you want them, I've had these in the windowsill, windowsill, all day today, so they've brightened up. Now, I store mine, this is just a plastic container. I'll take these out of here, and I just dump them. I'll rinse them off real good and set them on a paper towel and kind of get the excess moisture off, because you don't want them setting in a lot of moisture, because it can grow mold. This is what your sprouts look like. Now, this right here doesn't look as green because that's what was in the middle, so they wasn't getting as much sunlight. Those are greener. But I mean, they're good just by themselves. It tastes like broccoli. The radish tastes like radish. So, like I said, if you're trying to save, you know, and you keep these on hand, yeah, it may not be the actual broccoli florets or something, but it tastes like broccoli. It essentially is broccoli, but it's just in sprouts. So, a lot of times people will soak these and rinse them in water real well to get off all of these little seeds right here, the hulls. And I will do that when I rinse these, and I'm going to get a big bowl and rinse these. I'll take out what hulls come to the top of the water, but if some stay on, I just leave them on, because, I mean, at this point, they're not hard and crunchy or anything, because, you know, they've already been sprouted, so they're, you know, you can eat them, it's perfectly fine. So, what I'll do is, after I rinse these real well, dry them off with a paper towel, and then I will line this with a paper towel, put them down in there, and then I just put them in my crisper tray in the refrigerator, and it usually lasts me a few days depending on how I'm eating it, but I've actually kept these in the refrigerator to, you know, a couple weeks with no problem. Now, you do have to watch, and you want to rinse them and dry them off again in between to keep them, you know, sort of moist, but you don't want them too moist because you don't want them to grow mold, because this stuff can grow mold very easily, so you want to keep an eye on it. I personally have never had any of it mold on me, but I eat it pretty quick. So that is how to sprout seeds. Like I said, I'll do another video and we'll go over some of the nutritional facts and stuff of different seeds that you can sprout, and we'll do some different recipes here soon. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit that post notification bell down there to be notified of new videos as soon as they are posted. I hope everyone has a wonderful afternoon, and until next time, enjoy.